This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Thank you for staying with us. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. On the news this evening, Rivers State government donates vehicles to police. Rivers State House of Assembly debates 2023 appropriation bill. INEC rules out shifting 2023 election dates despite attacks on facilities. World Health Organization renames monkeypox. On the foreign scene, Somali hotel siege ends after lengthy battle. I am Constance Mega. The Inspector General of Police, Alkali Usman Baba, says technology will enhance the work of police officers and help bring policing closer to the people. He said this during the commissioning of the Police Intelligence and Surveillance Center on Eastern Bypass Road in Port Harcourt, where the IGP also said the center will improve surveillance within and around Rivers State.
I want to assure you that police will make use judiciously of this center in collaboration with our cybercrime unit to tackle all forms of crimes and other criminalities. Technology will make a lot of things easier. There is going to be 247 patrol with ease because the whole of Port Harcourt will be under surveillance and will be captured in a sitting position in an air-conditioned room where it is called the control room. And you can also have the opportunity send a team that is on standby at the station.
Now, on his part, Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike commended the IGP for not playing politics with issues of security. He said the centre is the state government's contribution to ensuring peace.
I want to say on good authority that since you came, we have had peace, we have had good relationship with the police command. Unlike what used to happen before, where in 1 year we had over 8 commissioners of police. That is why today, Rivers people can count that this is one of the safest states. What we have done here, when you go in, you see by yourself. And I promise you, we are going to replicate another of this in the next 6 months to make sure that we are going to fight crime.
Well, Governor Wike also approved the donation of 10 new police armored personnel carrier vehicles to the State Police Command and 10 Toyota Hilux vehicles to the Police Intelligence and Surveillance Center. The Rivers State House of Assembly has committed the over 550 billion naira budget estimate to the House Committee on Appropriation after it passed second reading on the floor of the House today. Now, debating on the 2023 appropriation estimate, member representing Ikwere constituency, Anslem Ogugo, said the 350 billion naira earmarked for capital expenditure is clear evidence that the appropriation estimate, if passed into law, will accelerate development.
Is a proper budget. Basically, the capital expenditure has to exceed the current expenditure. And if you go into budget properly, you see that clear capital expenditure exceeds the recovery. That is the fact that His Excellency has a passion, has a mind to be provoked. Mr. Speaker, I want to went so far and say that I'm totally in support of this project.
Also, Leader of the House, Martin Ameole, said he has the support of his constituents to move for the speedy passage of the budget estimate following the achievements of the governor in the 2022 budget.
Mr. Speaker, my people have asked me to speak very favorably for this. And therefore, to put the same line, so there's no time to waste when you have a leader, a governor that will hate to put mind on the face of our people. We cannot be the ones to try to go on back. Therefore, Honorable Member, pull the line so that we can make progress on this appropriation bill.
While ruling on the debate, Speaker of the House, Ikunyo Wajibani, urged the House Committee on Appropriation to invite all MDAs to defend their various budgets.
Let me thank you for your contribution. At this point, in line with Order 50 report of our standing order, the appropriation bill for 2023 hereby referred House Committee on Appropriation. The committee is requested to work with other subcommittees, the standing committees of the House, to invite relevant MPs, ministries, departments, and agencies of government to defend their budget papers or estimates accordingly.
The interim administrator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, Barry Ndiomu, has expressed shock at the level of sharp practices in the agency. Mr. Ndiomu told newsmen that he discovered some foul play when he resumed office through an audit exercise.
When I assumed office, I was told that we had a debt of 4.5 billion on ongoing vocational training. I took a closer look at it, and I directed the head of reintegration to review the award of those contracts because I felt from the figures I was shown that they were a bit too exaggerated. For instance, it was costing almost 11 million naira to train one person in welding for a period of 7 months.
Well, Mr. Ndiomu also said the amnesty program has yielded more successes in the past years, especially in the aspect of education.
They have recorded enormous successes, particularly in the area of education. The amnesty program has produced approximately 3,000 graduates. And amongst these graduates, we have had about 200 graduating in first class and another 300 in second class upper. So to that extent, I believe tremendous successes have been recorded. In the area of capacity building as well, the amnesty program has produced quite a number of pilots. We have also trained people in various vocations.
Away from that now, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has again stressed that the 2023 general elections will not be postponed despite several attacks on its facilities nationwide. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu disclosed this today when he met with members of the African Union pre-election mission to Nigeria at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Well, Professor Yakubu said the Commission is worried by the increase in attacks, especially as the polls draw nearer. He said INEC is working with relevant security agencies in addressing the issues. On her part, leader of the delegation, Fumzile Mlambo Nkuka, said the visit was to assess the country's preparation ahead of the polls. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed Bashir Sheriff Mashina as the authentic APC candidate for Yobe North Senatorial District. The court upheld the judgment of the Federal High Court in Damaturu, which held that the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, is not the APC candidate for Yobe North Senatorial District. Still ahead, World Health Organization renames monkeypox. Stay tuned.
We, the Ex-Agitators Forum, Rivers State, wants to use this medium to congratulate His Excellency
The chairman of Miyetti Allah in Rivers State, Alhaji Yao Musa, says it's not true that herdsmen killed 2 people and destroyed farmlands in Agbeta 2 to a born community in Ebubu clan in Eleme local government area. Mr. Yao Musa said in an interview that there is no such thing because they have been living peacefully with the host community for 27 years. He also said it is impossible to commit such a crime and still remain in the community.
This Eleme we did peace. I did 27 years with the Eleme. And Eleme people, they are good with us. We good with them. We too, we hear that story, and what we see for the paper is a politics. Maybe now some politicians go send them. We don't know about that one. We have a school for Eleme. We enjoy Eleme. Eleme is our people. It's some lie people come into one cause problem because they see it's a river state. They are peace place. Everybody come enjoy with them.
Also speaking, the secretary of the association, Alhaji Abdullahi Mohammed, said it is unfair to accuse them in particular when other groups come from outside the community to rear their cows.
We don't know whether people in River State, we have butchers, we have market dealers, we have Fulani, we have cars. So we don't know whether people from Obibo come there to something. What I know that in Eleme, all the fly here are in Eleme, they are very good. But we don't know maybe Obibo or another areas. But we here in Eleme, we live very peaceful here in Eleme with them.
The federal government has advised Nigerians in the US, UK and European countries to beware of thieves dispossessing travelers of their belongings. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, gave the advice on Monday at the 5th edition of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration scorecard. He said the most recent victims of these are travelers to the UK, most of whom are dispossessed of their belongings at highbrow shops, particularly in the high street of Oxford. Well, recall that in October, the US and UK warned of possible terror attacks in Abuja, but Mohammed dismissed the terror alerts, saying the government will not be stampeded and that Nigeria is safer than in May 2015 when President Buhari came into office. The World Health Organization, WHO, says monkeypox will now be called Mpox. The WHO said it followed complaints over racist and stigmatizing language linked to the virus's name. It said Mpox can easily be used in English and other languages. In business, the federal government has borrowed 6.3 trillion naira from the Central Bank of Nigeria through ways and means advances in 10 months. But this has pushed the federal government's borrowing from the CBN from 17.46 trillion naira in December 2021 to 23.77 trillion naira in October 2022. While the Debt Management Office says the 23.377 trillion naira the federal government owes the Apex Bank is not part of the country's total public debt stock. In entertainment, fashion house Balenciaga has been heavily criticized over a photo shoot showing child models posing with fetish-themed teddy bears. It faced a huge backlash to the images released as part of a campaign to promote its objects range. But this led to pressure on Kim Kardashian, an ambassador for the brand, who put out a statement in response. While posting to her Instagram stories and Twitter, she said she had been shaken by the disturbing images and any attempts to normalize child abuse of any kind should have no place in the society. Well, Balenciaga removed the images and says it is taking action over one photo shoot. In sports, Mohamed Kudus scored twice as Ghana beat South Korea 3-2 in a pulsating World Cup encounter today to keep their World Cup hopes alive and leave Paulo Bento's side facing an early exit.
And now we bring you news from around the world.
Somali forces have ended a more than 20-hour battle to regain control of a hotel seized by militants in Mogadishu on Sunday evening. Police say at least 15 people were killed, including 8 civilians, during the siege. Well, Somali police have said that 60 people were rescued from the hotel, which is near the presidential palace. It also said 8 civilians died during the siege. 1 soldier was killed and 6 Al-Shabaab fighters. On the news this evening, you heard that the Rivers State government has donated vehicles to the police. The Rivers State House of Assembly today debated the 2023 appropriation bill. INEC has ruled out shifting the 2023 election dates despite attacks on its facilities. The World Health Organization has renamed monkeypox to Mpox. On the foreign scene, The Somali hotel siege has ended after a lengthy battle. The news was edited by Martha Okere. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. I'm Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.